Hello there, and welcome to this, the fifth episode in our series of the greatness of God. Now, I need to tell you, God is great. We saw that He was bigger than us, He was mightier than us, more intelligent, more innovative. He has no beginning, neither does He have an end. Today, we want to look at it. Look at how late He can be and yet still be effective at whatever He wants to. Now, our story is told in the book of John of this family that had close relationships with Jesus. They were really His people. He loved them, and whenever He was in town, He stopped over at their house for a cup of coffee and whatever else He was taking. They kind of had this thing going with Jesus where He was their dude and they were His people. Anyway, long story short, one of them is sick, so they send word to him, hey, your friend is sick, come check him out, come pray for him. He was the guy. Jesus was the healer of his time. He could heal any disease. And so you would think that for a person like Lazarus, Jesus would immediately get the first flight back and come and heal the dude. No, the Bible says he stayed where he was for an extra 2 days. It's not like he didn't love Lazarus, but he was attending some important things, some equally important things. Anyway, long story short, he comes and he finds the guy is dead. The guy was dead 4 days. He had been dead and buried. And Jesus says, where did you bury him? They take him to the site, they remove the stone, and let's read those last verses. That's in the book of John chapter 11. And so this is where he says, where they took him, the Bible says they took away the stone from the place. This is verse 41, where they had laid. And Jesus lifted up his eyes and said, Father, I thank you that you have heard me, and I know that you hear me always. But because of these people which stand here, by that I said, that they may believe that you have sent me. Then the Bible says, and when he had spoken like this, he cried with a loud voice, Lazarus, come forth. And Lazarus came forth. Jesus was the guy. The next verse says, and he that was dead came forth, bound hand and foot with grave clothes, and his face bound about with a napkin. Jesus said unto them, loose him and let him go. Now, I want to share with you, he can be late. According to our timing, God can be very late. God can be late to the point of death, and the person even dies. Now, you have not yet died. You have not slept outside. You have not seen the worst of this, but it can get so ugly. It can get uglier than it is. It can go lower than it is. The times I've gone through and I thought they were the darkest times, and then something else happened that was darker than those times, if you know what I'm saying. There are times you can go through and you feel like you're at your lowest of lows, and then another low comes, support resistance, something comes down, and man, you did not know that it can go this far. Oh yes, it can. Oh yes, it can. But God is able to get you from whichever floor you have fallen, whichever basement you are. He is able to make things right. He is not limited to whenever He comes. Should He find you sick, you will be made whole. Should He find you dead, you will be resurrected. Wherever He meets you, whenever He shows up. So He's not limited to how bad situations have gone. He's not limited to just at the start of the bad time. He can come to the last of the bad time, and He will still heal you. He will still provide for you. He will still deliver you. Why not trust such a one? He does not have to come when you need Him. He does not have to come according to your recommendation. He comes whenever He comes. But whenever He comes, wherever He finds you, He will sort you. He will make your life better. He will give you what He has promised to give you. He will do whatever He has decided to do for you. Don't lose heart. Don't give up on God. He is able to change the situation, however ugly it is. He is not limited to only nearly good situations. He can go to the worst and will make a great praise out of it. Stick with Him. I love you. That's how much time I had for today. God bless you. He does not have to come the way you think He should, not at the time you expect Him, but whenever He comes, you will be sorted. God bless you. I love you. Bye-bye for now.